Alright, you're watching this video because you got some possum terrorizing your neighborhood, or a raccoon, whatever, eating your cables. This is the Possum Master 3000 and I'm going to show you how to build it. It's pretty simple. I've made it all out of scrap wood and stuff that we've picked off the side of the road. Nothing in here was purchased at all. It's very simple. I made it all up. It's like 10-15 bits. You could do it all with hand tools if you really need it. So the way it works is you've got a cage area. You've got a sliding door at this end that is just for maintenance and getting in there to put the bait in that area. You have a sliding door at this end, which is obviously guillotine style. Hopefully not going to behead anything, but it's for trapping the pest. And then you've got this sort of seesaw cantilever thing going on. Holy dooly, and that was on a hair trigger. Possum will go in through the door. Possum's gonna walk through to the back. He wants to keep going all the way to the other end because he wants to get some tasty muck that you've stuck in there for him. And as he goes past, he has to brush past his stick and it's going to close the door behind him. Today we're going to use some scrap stuff that we found on the side of the road. We've got a bit of garden sleeper, we've got a couple of slats off a bed, and we've got some junky mesh stuff. And I'm just going to run it through the machine a few times to get the right bits that we want. Okay, so we're going to make the sliding door bit and also the opposite end. We're going to route some grooves. Okay, just going to cut a couple of lengths of this stuff. We need 2 of them at 450 long and 2 of them at 300 long. Here's the upright, and I'm just going to make a little stand for the back. I'm just going to thump a couple of nails in here. So drilling some pilot holes in this. Just be aware of where that slot is. So this sits flush on all corners on the bottom, but the top will be different. Not a precise thing. On the top, it sits in by about 40 millimeters. Now, this end, this guy exceeds at the top by something like 100 mil. We don't need to measure anything, we'll just use this guy as a gauge. Straight as a banana. So you can see here, this slot allows the back end slot to go in. It won't go up and down at any point other than when we're putting the food in. And at this end, you can see the gate is going to slide up and down in this groove. This one need to use a tape measure. It's 300 up. Don't forget to check on the underside that the groove is not obstructed. So once we smooth this stuff down, it'll slide in that slot. I'll probably trim quite a bit off the edge with a hand plane. Need to have a nice loose fit because it might swell up if it gets wet. is anything but precise. It's still too tight. That's going to do it for that one. Let me just put a little block on him as a handle. So I'll just start by skew nailing this one. Now, position of this, we're going to have the other stick raising up and down around about here. You can imagine the arm's going to come across to sit above that. So you're just going to position this, I'm going to guess that center line from the end of this top board at probably 28 centimeters. So here's a bit of wood that I've picked up. So it's going to rest over there. I've made it a little bit longer. This is 70 centimeters. So I'm just going to work a hole halfway down along that. Okay, just going to drive this in here. We need a hole here for our little engaging thing to go into. Just estimate a hole roughly below the end of this guy, maybe a little bit further back in from the end. You're imagining the possum or whatever you have overseas, raccoons and stuff. It's going to go past and bump the stick to get to the food. This has to be in the middle if possible, because then it gives the animal less space to get around. Now you want the bottom of this hole to be as clean as possible because it needs to have a squarish edge on it, so don't just charge through, you need to have a soft exit. This is going to be our little stick that sits down in the hole there. We're going to put a notch under here so that when the animal comes in, bumps this off and it comes up. I'm going to put that in about 3 millimeters, which is what, an eighth. Doesn't need to be too big. You can see it needs to be at least the length of this notch needs to be the depth of that top bit of wood. I need to connect this stuff up with a couple of bits of string or chain. Okay, so I'm just going to aim a bit of a hole here for a hook. So we'll chuck another screw in this end. It works at the moment. I think we're just going to fiddle with this until it's a little bit more on edge, because we want the smallest of possums to just set this guy off. So now we'll just trim some of this crap off and add our weight and then our mesh, and we're done. Alright, that's possum proof. Big block of old fence post. I'm going to stick it on there for a bit of extra weight.
You want to move it into position so I get a good shot of it going down. Okay, you want to try? Open the other side up and push the other side.
So this is simulated possum entering, bumping stick. Whittled this little notch down until it's just a hair trigger. Now this is what will happen. Animal goes in here, needs to brush past. Oh.
Your stick wasn't long enough, hon.